Hey guys, Merulla here. Recently I uploaded a video where I shared some of my many years old sketches that served as a preparatory images and ideas for the worldbuilding project, which I hope to publish as an art book. After hundreds of artistic designs, I often find myself returning to original concepts, thinking, damn, I like that. Why did I change it? In this video I am revisiting one of my old character designs. While going through my old ideas I was reminded of something. The first idea is always the best. Why is that? That's what I want to talk about. I believe the first idea is intuition. It comes from the soul or the heart. These are the best ideas, even if they are not realistic. After a few seconds you start to doubt your ideas because your logical mind kicks in, questioning why, how, or whatever it should even be done. I have worked for many years as a professional graphic designer in art gallery. I know when you look at my work it's hard to believe, but from experience every time I designed something and came up with several variations, I somehow always return to original ideas. Even if I try to rework it, it just got worse. In the end, the core idea stayed the same. Of course, sometimes the first design was just bad or management at work decide on different options. That's what design is about. Creating many ideas, combining them, tweaking, selecting the best one, and refining it further. But back to the character design that illustrates what I am talking about. This idea came from the time when my unknown world wasn't a world at all, but just a small island where the story of Godfrey's rebellion took place. As I started exploring the backstory of the tale, the outline of the unknown world of Ida began to form. In this world's history, the most important kingdom is Darkon or Tarquillan Kingdom. One of the first new ideas I had after Godfrey's rebellion was the creation of the Eagle Warrior for this realm. At that time, the Darkon Empire didn't have the name. I call it something else like Phoenicia or Phoenixia. The first king wasn't Dark Aquila, but Prince Phoenix. I know, the name is cringe, but it had its charm because it was the first idea. Now it's just faint memory that sometimes feels exciting. The first sketch of the Eagle Warrior came to life. The design of the armor, helmet, weapons and shield was meant to symbolize bird, an eagle or phoenix. This was one of the most important points. It also had to look ancient. After all, the story was set 1,000 years before Godfrey's rebellion, which is kind of fantasy, dark ages or early medieval period. As you can see, the first idea followed the plan well. Then I started sketching the eagle's head and feathers, which turned out to be great practice because I rarely draw animals, except horses, but I would love to paint some creatures for my work. I imagine them as prehistoric megafauna, with mammoths, saber-toothed tigers, cave lions, giant sloths, some sea monsters and other mythical creatures that could seem real. Although my world reflects real history and mythology, it is set in the prehistoric era with advanced civilization, an alternative mythical history. Then I created another character design which turned out completely wrong, but now I work independently with any supervision. Talking specifically about my character designs and illustrations, I often get tunnel vision. I have many ideas and a fairly clear vision of how I want my characters to look, but my amateur artistic skills and lack of feedback often sabotage me. That's what saddens me because I love brainstorming. I would often rather think and talk about ideas than actually creating them. That's why I miss having feedback on my ideas and how to develop them further. Social media should bring like-minded people together to help each other, but it feels like there is too much content online now and people don't have the time or energy to react to everything. I know this from my experience. Growing up in the 90s and early 2000s, there were forums where people passionately discussed topics all the day. Now it's not like that. Okay, boomer. I used to contribute to forum about the Napoleonic Wars for half of a year, and the last time I was active like that was on Reddit discussing unit ideas for the Total War arena with the game's developers. It's shame that the game was cancelled. I think we all miss these passionate discussions about things we enjoy. I had to vent a little because it sometimes feel I am talking to the wall. I have so many thoughts and notes, either in my head or on paper, and lots of ideas from what I want to create for my book, YouTube, and you guys. See? I have gone off topic again. I want to talk and do 1,000 things at once, but nothing properly. This video is one of these ideas I have wanted to make for so long, and I keep coming back to it. For some, this video might be just few seconds they skip through before moving on to doom scrolling, but for me making videos like this is challenging and takes up a lot of my free time and energy. Time I could spend working on my art book, but I don't know any other way to share my stories than here. That's why I want to thank you, my loyal fans and friends who regularly watch, comment and like my videos. Without you, I probably wouldn't do any of this anymore. So I would like to ask you, take a moment to write me what you like about my work, what brought you here, what would you like to see, and since I know you're creating and building your own world, feel free to share them with us. Add a link if you have your work online. I would love to see what excites you. I also want to give a special thanks to my Patreon supporters and new members. In conclusion, let me share some advice, because those who can, do, and those who can't, teach. If you are working on the project, focus on it 100%. Don't deviate, don't get distracted, don't take on anything extra or unrelated. Follow your goal, the first idea. I wish you all the best, creativity and discipline. Love you all and see you next time.